What's happening, ghoulies? Welcome to the Voina experience. Thank you so much for joining us. In this video, we're going to be having some fun with our clown animatronics here at TVE. We have randomly accumulated a small little collection of clown animatronics, and we want to showcase them for you guys here in this video. It's really strange that we've collected clown animatronics specifically because I, for one, don't really like clowns. They creep me out immensely. Maybe that's why I gravitated towards buying the clown animatronics, just because of the effect. But we'll get into the individual reasons of why the clowns were purchased as we go through it. We've got about 4 different animatronics that we're going to show for you here in this video today. What we're going to do is we're going to set up the animatronic. We're going to talk about it a little bit, give you some of our viewpoints on it and why we got it, and then we're going to demonstrate the animatronic. So then I thought it would be fun that once we've gotten through all the animatronics, that at the end I want to show like all of them at once, because I've kind of been missing the sounds of being inside of a Halloween store, you know, hearing all the various animatronics going off and music and just everything. I miss that sound. So I want to like set them all off and just have a big, huge clown animatronic extravaganza. We've got the Spirit Halloween Shorty the Clown animatronic. We've got the Halloween / Party City Circus popcorn machine. From Spirit Halloween, we've also got Nozzles the Clown and Wacky Mole, which I'm sure you guys all know is my personal favorite clown. Now, we're not gonna spend a whole lot of time on the actual setup portion of the animatronic because I have previously set these animatronics up in their own specific video on the channel. So if you want to see a full setup of these animatronics, I encourage you guys to go back on the channel. I'll also include a link in the description to each of those videos. I've got one for each of them. Some are in the live section, some are in the regular section, but I'll put the links down in the description for you guys. We'll spend a little bit of time on the setup just so you guys can kind of quickly see how they're assembled, and then we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to showcase it for you. So what we're going to start with today is the Shorty animatronic from Spirit Halloween. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that. I'm just going to briefly, real quick here, start setting up Shorty. Take out his pieces. Like I said, guys, if you want to see a complete unboxing, I've got those videos on the channel here for you. All right, so we've got Shorty all set up here, ghoulies, and we're gonna get him started in just a minute. But first, I want to just talk a little bit about Shorty, what we think about Shorty, why we got Shorty. Shorty here, first of all, I am a huge fan of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space movie, which this is an officially licensed prop from that movie. So when I heard that Spirit Halloween was going to be releasing Shorty animatronic, I was already just excited and just like they're gonna have a Killer Clowns animatronic. That was primarily the main reason why I got Shorty, was just because I had to have the Killer Clowns Shorty. Killer Clowns accessory of Shorty's bat, and we actually gave one of these away last year when we hit our first 100 subscribers. We gave a Shorty's bat away to one of our lucky subscribers. I believe it was Dark Hearts that actually ended up winning the Shorty's bat. So I hope you still enjoy it, Dark Hearts, and I hope you're still out there. So we got this, and what I like to do is when I set Shorty up during the season, I like to have the bat just kind of beside him or something. Sometimes maybe I'll kind of like have it sitting here on his shoulder or something like that, but obviously I can't operate the animatronic while he's holding it. It's just too heavy, but we usually have it somewhere near there. We also have the Killer Clown's cotton candy gun, which was a pretty hard item to find. This was actually a pretty hard item to find last season, but Megers was so gracious enough to pick some up for Christmas after the Halloween season was over on the website. So we were able to get the Killer Clown's cotton candy gun and Shorty's bat. So generally during the season, I kind of have him all killer clowned out. So Shorty is about 5 feet tall, and you can see him. I have him displayed here with hands, but he also comes with these really cool boxing gloves that you can attach to him as well. I'm actually not going to display him with the boxing gloves just because one of the boxing gloves on mine came off and I haven't reattached it yet. Look at that smile. So like you can see here, one of his hands kind of slipped off of here, and it's very simple to fix with a zip tie or something like that. In fact, they do include additional zip ties in the box. I just haven't sat down to repair him yet. As far as his movements go, I think he's got pretty much what you'd expect an animatronic movement to be. It's just a very simple, he just kind of moves his arms up and down, tilts his head back and forth, and he's got 2 different phrases. He says, "Put up your dukes," and then his second phrase is that it's just him laughing in the background and there's some music playing. I do not believe that it is actually music from Killer Clowns. I think they use just sort of like a generic Circus track to be his background music, which is fine. But that is pretty much what he does. He moves back and forth and says 2 phrases, which is pretty much all you would expect him to have, because in the movie, he doesn't really say anything except for the "put up your dukes" line. So really, there's really nothing else for him to do but laugh and to say that. Now, his arms are also fully posable. So if you do put the boxing gloves on him, you can bend his arms to make him look like he's punching. Because as you saw in this particular instance, I have his arms kind of spread out like he's just being a robot. One thing I will say about the Shorty animatronic was I was kind of surprised that we got Shorty as the animatronic from Killer Clowns. Yes, everybody loves Shorty and he's hilarious, but wouldn't you have thought that Spirit Halloween would have made the Rudy animatronic, because Rudy was the animatronic. He was standing outside. Remember the movie? He was standing outside the drugstore and he was, pretending to be the animatronic. What? Like, that's a missed opportunity, Spirit. You totally need to make the Rudy animatronic, because that would just be perfect. I mean, and then, you could see it like actually outside of a drugstore. That would be awesome. Come on, Ghoulies, get on board with me. We want a Rudy animatronic. Let's get his demo started. Now, if you guys have any comments about Shorty, or if you want to share your opinion on what you think about this particular animatronic, please leave it in the comments. What do you think about Shorty? Do you think he's a cool animatronic? Do you think he is over-exaggerated? Would you have also liked to have seen a Rudy? Because I tell you what, I would. Alright, Ghoulies, so there you have it. That is the demonstration of the Shorty animatronic from Spirit Halloween. It was released in 2021. It was also available last season, and I believe it is still available online if I'm not too much mistaken. Alright, so next we are going to set up one of my favorite animatronics ever, Circus Popcorn Machine from Party City / Halloween City. This was released last season, 2022, and I just absolutely love it. So we're going to set him up right now. Now, this guy does take a minute to set up. He's got a lot of little pieces. Word of the warning on Circus Popcorn Machine when you're building these parts, gotta watch them pinchy fingies. Now it comes with these little like bracket pieces, and what these do is actually very interesting. They go in underneath here, and this is what prevents him from like going up too high or like getting caught on any of the wiring down here. It's actually very helpful, so you want to make sure you don't lose these pieces. All right, and you can see the cool thing about Circus Popcorn Machine is that his control box is kind of right here in the front. You can press him right there. He's got a sensor here, and of course his volume control is also right there. Pretty convenient. All right, so Circus Popcorn Machine is completely set up here. And you can see that it's actually pretty tall. I'm about just under 6 feet tall, maybe 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", somewhere around there. And it is just about the same height as I am, if not just a half of an inch taller maybe. So Circus Popcorn Machine is definitely a full-size popcorn machine animatronic. And this is one of the coolest animatronics that I've ever seen. We also got this really cool popcorn accessory to go along with it that Party City also sold during the Halloween season. It is a popcorn, just like a rubber popcorn holder, but it's got eyeballs and fingers and ears and all kinds of body parts in it. And I will usually set this guy either on the floor beside him or on top, something like that. This was really cool that, again, Party City also sold this. Not with it, but it was definitely separate. I loved Circus Popcorn Machine from the very first time I saw its video on YouTube. Before the Halloween season began, they were showing all the leaks and everything. And as soon as this guy showed up, I was absolutely I loved it instantly. I'm a big popcorn fan. I used to work at a movie theater many centuries ago, and I love popcorn. So I just love the design of this. I think it's really cool how it's a full-size popcorn machine. I really enjoy the controls on the front here. Like I said, you have the try me button here, so you can just press that whenever. And then his volume control. Even a sensor right here that you can put him on sensor mode. You don't really even need a step pad for him because, like I said, everything's controlled right there. The Circus Popcorn cover that goes around it is made of a cloth, but it is a super durable cloth. It's not flimsy or anything. And you can tell, just look how old-fashioned it looks. Really cool. There's the popcorn in there. So the fun story with Circus Popcorn Machine, I initially loved this animatronic when I first saw the video. Meggers was not a huge fan. She thought it was kind of a dumb concept just to have a clown pop up and that's all it did, and she didn't really think it was a cool idea. Then we went to Halloween City and saw it in store, and it was just scaring everybody that walked by it. Everybody that walked by, he would pop up and they'd jump and kids were laughing and having a great time. I thought it was amazing. He says like 4 or 5 different phrases. I think it's 4. And his jump scare is really neat. As far as clown goes, I think he's comical. He makes me laugh with his, we've got dancing and games and murder is one of the phrases. And it's completely cheesy, but I love cheesy. Kind of walk around, saw him scaring everybody. And I said, I've got to have Circus Popcorn Machine. There were only 3 in store, ghoulies, and we didn't know if we were going to be able to get him or not. We were going back and forth, and finally we said, tell you what, let's go have some lunch. think about it, and then we can come back. So we went and had a quick lunch, came back, and there was only one inbox left. So he was selling pretty quick. So we initially grabbed him, and I have never been happier with an animatronic. He is super entertaining. I kept him up the entire Halloween season. He was sitting in the corner, so we'd watch movies, popcorn machine would be there, and it'd be great. In fact, I even featured him in one of my other channels, Fright Night Theater videos, just because that's a movie channel, and he's popcorn. You do the math. So that is Circus Popcorn Machine. Let's get to his demo now and take a look, and we'll show you all his phrases.
Welcome to the show. There are so many tricks, dancing, singing, and murder. Why, hello! You're so cute I could just eat you up! Just popped up to say hi!
All right, Ghoulies, so there you had Circus Popcorn Machine from Halloween/Party City 2022 animatronic. One of my absolute all-time favorite animatronics. I love this guy, and I'll probably keep him up maybe all year round. I don't know. He's just really, really awesome. I hope you enjoy him. If you are a fan of Circus Popcorn Machine, please leave a comment and tell us what you think of the animatronic, if you like it or not, or what your thoughts were of him. While we are going to be moving on to Nozzles the Clown. All right, so the next animatronic that we purchased was at the end of this previous Halloween season of 2022, Nozzles the Clown. So we'll tell you a little bit more about Nozzles right after we get him set up here. There's his little nose. Okay, so little disclaimer. I still, as of yet, do not have a fog machine, so we are not going to be utilizing the fog aspect of Nozzles today. I probably won't get a fog machine for him until the start of the season this year. But he is still cool to look at without the fog. I mean, I know the fog is awesome, but even without it, he is still an amazing animatronic. All right, so we got Nozzles the Clown set up here, ghoulies, and as you can see, he's pretty tall. He's about 6 feet, I think, is what he says on his box. And yeah, he's way taller than me, so he is pretty huge. You can see his arms go all the way around. They are very large. And if the fog was hooked up, what he would do is spew fog out of these nozzles here when he is activated. Nozzles is a 2022 animatronic from Spirit Halloween, and he says a couple different phrases. I think he's got, what, 3 or maybe 4 different phrases that he says. He, I believe, is blacklight reactive. I think I've seen him glow in the blacklight. I could be wrong about that, though. But he does have LEDs on the end of the nozzles that glow green, which then, when the white fog spews out, makes the fog look a little greenish because the LEDs are, like, right there. And then his arms go up and down, and he turns from side to side. He actually does quite a bit. He is a very cool animatronic. The funny story with Nozzles here is that when I initially saw his video at the beginning of the 2022 season, I did not like him. If you go back and look for the video where I talk about Nozzles, we were looking at his videos online from Spirit Halloween before he was available, of course, to see in store. When I saw his video, I thought he was a bit ridiculous. I did not like the hands originally. I kind of thought that was weird to have, like was he holding the nozzles or his hands are the nozzles? I don't know, it was weird. And I just wasn't a huge fan of him when I first saw his video. I thought it was just kind of dumb. But that just goes to show you, ghoulies, that you can't really form a full opinion until you see the animatronics in action. Because when I saw him in store, I instantly started to change my perspective on how I thought of him, and then I saw him displayed with fog at Hunter's Haunted House here in the area. We visit them every Halloween. Shout out to Hunter's Haunted House! And they had him displayed with the fog, and I was able to get really close up to him and see him with the fog, and I'm like, this animatronic is awesome. So much, he looks incredibly creepy. His phrases, he's got a few different phrases that I think are amazing. He turns, his arms move, he spews the fog, but I thought he was just a wee tad overpriced. I didn't get him during the season. It wasn't until we saw him at the 50% off closing day sale at the end of the season that I was able to actually get a hold of him. They had, at my location, they had like a couple deadly creepers, they had a couple of nozzles, but he was the only one that was still in the box because the other nozzles that they had was the floor model. And I don't really like getting the floor model because they've been used so much during the season that you're not even really getting a full animatronic. And I just have to say, Spirit, when you guys sell the floor models, you gotta give something a little better than like a 10% discount, because we're getting an animatronic that has literally been beat to death if you buy the floor models. But I digress. He was still in the box, and so I decided to get Nozzles because I felt there was more I could do with him than with Deadly Creeper, although I still like Deadly Creeper. But we are not going to waste any more time. We are going to get to the demonstration of Nozzles the Clown because he is so cool, guys.
Yeah, load of this holiday cheer. Toxic smart. Pretty soon I'll have this whole block covered, and then I'll say, sweet dreams. I just ooze with Halloween spirit. I also ooze with all kinds of toxic stuff too, but don't worry, it's only lethal in large doses. Look at me, I'm a picture of health. If anything, this will probably make you live longer.
This reset's pretty.
Nothing like a little Halloween fog to set the mood. I can't get enough of this stuff. Get a load of this holiday cheer. Careful where you're going. I'm trying to sanitize this place first. When I'm done, nothing's gonna be left living. Oh, it'll make your eye water, don't it? Yeah!
All right, Ghoulies, so that was Nozzles the Clown, a very excellent animatronic, and I cannot wait to get a fog machine to really get a full effect of this guy later this year, so stay tuned for that. All right, Ghoulies, well, we're up to the final animatronic of the video, and we've saved the best, at least in my opinion, for last. Wacky Mole Clown's coming up next. All right, Ghoulies, last on the list, but definitely not least, is my absolute favorite animatronic, Wacky Mole Clown. And we'll talk all about Wacky Mole Clown just as soon as we get him set up. All right, here we go. Wacky Mole is also pretty easy to set up. You just got lots of little parts that take a minute, but not too difficult. All right, Ghoulies, here is Wacky Mole Clown, and as I've said, hands down, one of my favorite, if not my favorite animatronic that I own or have seen. I have just been oddly obsessed with this guy ever since he designed in 2021. Didn't really care so much for his original design. I thought he was made rather flimsy in his original design. Did not like the inflatable looking shoes, and I thought his hands looked a little weird. I don't know, didn't like the original Wacky Mole, but the redesign is definitely awesome. His shoes, definitely a little bit better quality. They're tougher plastic rather than inflatable. And his hands are a much better looking design as well. This guy is about 6 feet tall, I would say, depending on if you have him up on a pedestal or not. I mean, we're about the same height, and I'm just under 6 feet, so you can kind of see how he could compare. I think one of the things that I really like about Wacky Mole is that he self-identifies as Wacky Mole in one of his phrases. He refers to himself as Wacky Mole. And I just, for some reason, think that that's really funny. I don't know why, but every single time that I saw this guy in the store or in a video where someone else was showing him, makers would say that, like, I always smiled when I saw Wacky Mole, or I laughed, or he just made me laugh. He just entertains me every single time I see him. I think he's creepy looking, especially when you get him in the black light. I really love his candy corn looking teeth. I like the swirly eyes, and again, when you get him in a black light, he really illuminates. Again, the Hunter's Haunted House folk have him displayed in a black light during their haunt during the season. Check the video out. If you haven't seen Wacky Mole in a black light yet, I've got him on there, and he looks incredible. I love his costume. I love his phrases. He says a lot of different phrases, about I think 3 or 4, and his costume is just great. Like, I'm gonna wear this costume at some point in time. I'm gonna put it on Grimm. I think I've already done that, or I'm gonna put it on Grimm at some point in time. But I ended up getting Wacky Mole for Christmas as a Christmas gift. I did not see him in stores this year, so I was a little bummed out. But lo and behold, Santa Claus delivered him unto our Christmas tree this holiday season, and he's just been an absolute pleasure. I think that even as a static prop, Wacky Mole is very cool. Even if if he breaks or something and doesn't work as an animatronic anymore, just him standing here is extremely creepy. He wobbles, so like he looks like he could be a real person, even though he's not. He's not overly huge or large or monstrous. He looks very much like a regular person standing in a clown costume. So he would be great, like, you know, if you have a bunch of clown animatronics and then have an actor in a clown suit just kind of standing there, and then the actor comes to life, because Wacky Mole would be a great diversion. He's just awesome. So we're going to demonstrate Wacky Mole for you right now.
I just love hitting you bozos with my hammer. You better watch out, or I'm gonna whop you over the head too. Oh, please, come a little closer. Yeah. Damn Halloween costumes make me crazy. They make me wanna pummel things with my hammer. Yes. I think I'm going crazy again. Step right up, boys and girls. Who's next to get walloped by my hammer? I'll be the first on your block to say, Wacky Mole, club me over the head.
All right, Ghoulies, well, there you have Wacky Mole Clown, our last and probably the best animatronic that I think we have. At least he's my personal favorite. I love Wacky Mole, and I always look for an excuse to set him up. Leave a comment, let us know if you guys are fans of Wacky Mole Clown, and out of the 4 animatronics, which one you thought was the best or your personal favorite, and tell us why. All right, before we go, Ghoulies, I want to set up all 4 animatronics and set them off all at once, because I have missed the sound of being inside of a Spirit Halloween and hearing all the different animatronics going at the same time. So I'm going to try to find a way in my tiny little room here to set up these 4 animatronics, and we are going to simultaneously set them off and show you guys how they all act together, because I want to see the 4 clown horsemen of the apocalypse ride together, Ghoulies. What about you? Let's do it.
Step right up, boys and girls. Who's next to get walloped by my hammer? He's only lethal and large, don't you? You'll be the first on your block to say, Wacky Mole, club me over the head. Why, hello! You're so cute, I can just eat you. I just love eating you so just popped up the name. Halloween costumes make me crazy. I wanna pummel things with my hammer. I think I'm going crazy again. Step right up, boys and girls. Who's next? You'll be the first on your block to say, Wacky Mole, club me over the head.
Well, Ghoulies, that about does it for our tribute to the clown animatronics of our collection here at the Voina Experience, featuring animatronics from Spirit Halloween and Halloween/Party City. Various seasons. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you click the subscribe button if you want to see more fun with animatronics throughout the season. We've also got some other fun type of videos coming your way that you don't want to miss. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and until next time, we'll see you later, Ghoulies.